What's up, everyone? Welcome to another edition of Let's Talk Marketing with the podcast where I'm your host, Nathan Webster. I'm excited to chop it up with you today. Today's episode, I want to focus on an entrepreneur interview, which I just got done talking about entrepreneurship and marketing, and why not now pair it, couple it, backdoor it, tailgate it, hitch it, whatever you want to call it, to an entrepreneur that's crushing it. So episode 160 is an entrepreneur interview with our fractional CFO bestie, Miss Carla Titus. What's up?
Hi, I'm so excited to be here. I can't wait to share a lot of the knowledge that I think a lot of entrepreneurs are craving, but not exactly why they got into business in the first place.
So last couple of episodes, Carla, I've been talking about how marketing is an investment. And, when we talk about working on your business, in your business, managing money and all that great stuff, want to get into it. But before I do, let me make sure I turn off my stuff because my stuff is always going off. I'm going to put this on Do Not Disturb. I always have this going off. So let me do that. And then also part of my housekeeping, I need to make sure I give a what's up to my first time listeners out there, my listeners from all around the world. Thank you for downloading the show. Thank you for tuning in. I appreciate you. And I'm glad you are here with us on Let's Talk Marketing with NW. So if you like it, please rate it, review it, share it, comment, whatever the case, please do so. And I'm excited that we're about to get it going with Miss Carla Titus because Carla, as we are investing, especially as entrepreneurs in our business, what can you teach us today that we definitely need to know?
Yeah, I think as a business owner, like I mentioned, you did not go into business because you wanted to manage all the finance and accounting behind the scenes of your business. We did, but that is a different area that we handle, of course, because we actually enjoy it. But for the most part, it is such a critical aspect of business success. And what I find often is a lot of business owners are lacking not just the knowledge, but also experience and expertise around what should they be doing, what should they be looking at, what they should be tracking in their business to ensure success long term and profitability, as well as paying themselves and having cash in the bank. A lot of the business owners we talk about just do not have that foundation, and it's what gets them in trouble. So, what we want business owners to start looking at is understanding that they need to be doing their bookkeeping. Bookkeeping is just the first step in getting your business numbers to make sense, track them consistently, and reviewing them at least monthly so that you know, are you on track or off track? Because what we can't measure, we can't manage. And so it's so critical that we know where are we at in our business. And then the next piece of it is start to get proactive about managing your business finances by saying, what are the goals? Where are we going? And how are we going to achieve those? And of course, investing in marketing is one of the things that's going to help you fuel that growth. And it's not a one time and I'm done, it's a consistent marketing effort that will get you the results that you're looking for, that will then reflect into the sales of the business and revenue growth.
Dropping diamonds. I need my soundbite for them dropping diamonds. Carla, you dropped diamonds straight off the gate. I didn't even get a chance to say who you are, what you do. Can you please tell the listeners who you are? And because you dropped these phenomenal diamonds, definitely now more so, how can they also get a hold of you?
Yeah, so I'm Carla Titus. I'm the founder and CEO of Wealth and Worth Within. We are a fractional CFO firm that provides consulting and advisory services to growing businesses. And again, we said our priorities for our clients are to be profitable, grow those profits, have cash in the bank, and pay themselves so that they can build generational wealth or personal wealth of their own through the business profits. We fuel everything through the business profits. So first, we want to get you to profitability so then we can make whatever goals long term for your life and for your family and anyone else that benefits from the business to come to reality by having the business fuel those through their profits. So we manage everything that is forward looking and proactive planning financially for the business. especially for growing businesses that are experiencing hyper growth, or they're doubling every year, or even just maintaining a 20% year over year growth. There is a complexity to the finances that a lot of business owners are missing, and they find themselves asking the questions: can I afford to hire? Can I afford to
Mm,
invest in that marketing strategy? If so, what
right.
should be my expectation of the benefit or ROI from those investments? And we come in and partner with the CEOs to help them make those strategic decisions, but also scenario plan so that we know, if this goes this way, we know what to expect. If it goes a different way, then we're not surprised by that outcome. We've already planned for that scenario, and we can pivot and adjust quickly rather than wait to be surprised and then have to react, which is a lot of what business owners are doing. They're winging it, right? And I hear this a
Mm,
lot. We've just been winging it, and now we really need to start thinking more intentionally about our business finances.
right. 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 And to that, Carla, I'm interested to know, like, what gave you, or I shouldn't say give you, how did you earn your experience to understand the ebbs and flows of small businesses and solo entrepreneurs, proprietors, and understand that business model? Because not everyone gets it.
Yeah, and as you know, Nathan, there's a lot of people out there offering what we call CFO services, and all they're doing is providing a report and saying, "Here you go, good luck. Here's your allocation of percentages, and then you do it and figure it out on your own." And that is not what a CFO does or how it operates. So my background is in undergrad in finance, and 11 years of corporate finance experience, and 5 years of consulting small business owners on their finances. So we've been trained and have the experience and expertise on ambiguity handling, scenario planning, and really forward projections that allow us to be a good CFO partner. And those are the type of skills you want to have in a CFO, that thinks strategically and is solving problems alongside you, the owner, to help the business thrive. And not a lot of people have that skill. And there's a lot of people calling themselves CFOs out there that are really not the real deal. And I just want people to be aware and mindful of who you're hiring to be your CFO. Do they have the background? Do they have the experience? Do they have the skills and training required to be able to help you, and not just quote unquote call themselves CFOs, but not really be doing the work that the CFO does strategically.
Ooh, I think those were shots fired. She's like, some people don't know what they're doing. Like, oh, okay. So let's start off with some of the basics. When someone sees fractional CFO, what does that mean?
Yeah, so essentially, the role of a CFO, as you know, a lot of big companies have that, right? There's the partnership between the CEO, the owner of the business, or the one guiding the business, and the CFO handling the financial side of it all, making sense of the decisions financially to make sure that they're viable, and if they're not, that they find a way to make it viable financially. And so that is the work that we do with our business owners, is we come in and partner and bring in the financial lens that most of the time is missing or is not being considered. We're making decisions out of our gut, our feelings, our emotions, investing in our friends, or things that maybe are not really yielding the financial
Oh, yes.
ROI. And there's nothing wrong with that, but I think we need to go into decision making with our eyes wide open. And that's what a CFO does: is we bring the data and we analyze those decisions ahead of making the decision, so that we say, hey, listen, you want to invest in your friend? No problem. Just don't expect an ROI in some case, or maybe if it is, great, even better, right? But I want to make sure that business owners are intentional with their decision making and know what they're going to get out of their decisions before they go make them. And that is what a CFO does: is we bring that data, the analytical insights, and we look at the scenarios that we're looking to invest, because every dollar you spend over here, you're not going to spend over here. And so making sure that you're allocating correctly, and then looking at the monthly reports with you, walking you through what's happening, looking at percentages, analyzing, is this the right mix of allocation for the growing business you want to have, and then not also the business you have today, but the business that you want to have in the future. And so we are
Mm,
looking at all those comprehensive financial picture of the business, all the moving pieces, the people, the capacity, the marketing strategy, and bringing it all together to make financial sense of it in a comprehensive plan, so the business owners don't feel like things are getting missed, or balls are being dropped in the process of running their business.
mm. Yeah. Ooh, man, you dropped some diamonds. I know when you were talking about, uh, you're gonna help this friend out. Hey, don't expect for that ROI. Now you might get a RO friend F for a return of a friend, but it might not be a friend, not on your end. Let me not let me digress. All right, let me go back. So I'm interested in learning if so, or let me first ask because I believe employees are number one when it comes to expenses. I do believe marketing is either number two or number three. I would say like in some companies, um, at one point in time, Tesla was not doing ads. Now they're talking about doing ads because at some point you can't not promote or do any sort of marketing. But what do you see and or what do you recommend for folks that want to do marketing? You talked a little bit about the ROI, a little bit about the ROAS, the return on investment, or on ad spend, and what's the ROI? Also understanding your costs of obtaining a customer and your value proposition. How do entrepreneurs, even small businesses, how should they come at that? And I know I asked that was a loaded question, so take your
It's
time.
okay. I think I might be able to get to all of those points. So, yes, as far as team and payroll costs go, we want to make sure that you're modeling total compensation. So, what ends up happening is you say you're going to pay someone $25 an hour, and then that's all you put in the cost structure for 25 an hour. But you know, there's payroll taxes and additional benefit costs that an employee is going to cost you as an employer. You need to be ready to pay an additional roughly 15% to cover some of those. So, when we model, we don't just say $25 an hour, we say $25 times 1.15, right? And that gives you that extra 15% of covering the additional cost of payroll and things that employees just, that is part of their package, right? So making sure that you're looking at total compensation costs when it comes to employees. And yes, the team should be either billing hours, helping you save time or effort, or helping manage something on your behalf so that you can free up your time to go do more business generating activities or revenue type activities to help the business grow. So if that's not happening with employees, then you need to reassess, do you have too many employees, too much payroll costs? And we always look at it as a percentage of revenue to see as we grow, obviously we might want to bring in more teams. So it's important to have that. As far as the marketing side of things, ROI or ROAs, I find that a lot of people jumped into advanced marketing strategies before they understand who their client is, or before when they understand the value they're delivering, or how they're even going to reach their audience. So I think they need to be working with a marketing expert or strategist to first decide who
Oh
is your
Jesus!
client.
Oh Jesus! Sorry, I'm sorry. I had the world shake underneath me when you told them find a marketing X. Oh Jesus! Okay, my bad. Sorry. Okay.
Well, they need to know who's their client, who's their target market, where they're gonna find it, and where are they at, where are they hanging out? Because you might be over here doing Facebook and they might not even be there. So you need to
Mm,
understand who's your audience, how to target them, and where do they live and exist, and where can you find clients? And I think people have not done that analysis of evaluating where was my last 10 clients come from and like what can I do more of that. So once they figure that out with their marketing expert, then they can put money behind ads and such to target once they know and understand and have the right copy and content to address the pain points
yeah.
that their audience is having, which I think also like misses the mark half the time because they're not speaking in the language of their audience. They're speaking in their own expert language. They think people know what they're talking about, and half the time people have no idea because it's way too complex and they need to simplify it to their customers' words so that they can attract them more easily and again hit the mark on the pain points, right? And I think that customer lifetime value tends to be very overlooked. And it's so easy to continue to sell to someone that you've already had as a client or as a customer, repeat business and recurring business, than trying to find a new one. Because now you have to earn their trust, go do all the work of landing them.
Mhm.
And then if you're lucky, then you acquire them. And that costs you a lot of time and effort and a lot more work than if you would have just focused on your existing client base and making sure that you're serving them to the fullest and that you're continuing to solve their problems. So I think that there is, obviously a range of aspects that people can be partnering with a marketing expert to address. And if you're not good at this and you don't like writing copy and you don't know what the pain points are of your audience, and sometimes you just cannot see it because you're too in the business, as in If you're inside a jar, you can't see what the label on the outside says. So you need someone to come in and read it for you, right? As simple as
Ah,
that is.
preach. Oh my gosh. Preach that, Carla. Oh, sorry. My bad. My bad.
So I think sometimes we need an expert to come in and give us objective third party. And that is exactly the same thing that we do on the finances as a fractional CFO. Is we come in and say, hey, we're not seeing great results. What should we do about it? How do we change it? What do we need to adjust? What is a new strategy we can implement? Can we pilot something and then scale it? I think too many people are jumping to throwing dollars at things that they think are going to save them, but are not really moving the needle in their business. And how would they know if they're not looking at their numbers? So at the end of the day, you have leading indicators and lagging indicators. Revenue and those things are lagging indicators. Leading indicators are how many people are you converting, how many calls are you getting on, how many prospects are you talking to, and that
Mm.
fuels the pipeline for later having revenue down the road and profits materialize in your business. But people are not making that connection, and that's where I need people to start rethinking about how they're spending their dollars and who they're working with.
Mm. You know what's so funny is that's the next podcast is 7 C's: conversions, customers, convenience, all those things that you're talking about. The 7 C's of marketing, 10 C's depending on who you're talking to. But I do 100% believe when folks get and no fault of anyone getting into being a business owner, you don't know what you don't know. You truly don't. And when you get into it, like you're saying, you start working in the business, man, it's hard to work on the business because there's so much work that needs to get done. But just as much as the work needs to get done in the business, on the business, especially your cash flow, if you don't have cash flow, you're going out of business because that's the lifeblood, the of everything that you're doing. So I love that. And
Yeah, something
for
you
the
say around
folks out,
time management, that is very critical. We manage time like we manage money because time is money. And I think a lot of people are wasting time doing things that don't matter, not working on the business because they're not taking that zoom out view and thinking strategically before doing all the doing during the days. Because we know we have a lot going on as business owners, right? We got to do everything unless we're hiring it out and delegating it. And so, and touching on cash flow, I mean, that is like the reason people come to us is because they're not managing their cash flow. They don't know their ins and outs of cash, and timing of it is really getting in the way of them thriving and creating the businesses that they want to see.
so for folks that want to learn more because we are out of time or want to talk with you, where can they find you?
Yeah, if you're ready to hire a fractional CFO or you are considering it, you can contact us at www.wealthworthwithin.com/contact, and you can book a free call. Let's talk about your needs and see how we can meet them as a fractional CFO team. And then for folks that are maybe not ready but want to keep in touch, sign up for our newsletter on our website, again, wealthworthwithin.com, and stay in touch. We send a monthly newsletter to let you know what's going on and what offers we have available to work with us. And we do project based work as well for clients who maybe are not ready to sign up for a retainer, but need a little taste and support from an actual experienced CFO and want to, get access to that expertise. And if nothing else, follow us on social media at Wealth Worth Within. We always put out free educational content to make sure business owners are taking care of their finances.
Outstanding. I absolutely love it. Carla, thank you so much for joining us today.
So excited to be here. Thanks so much for having me.
Absolutely. Y'all, you heard it first here on Let's Talk Marketing with In-Depth podcast. Yo, if this doesn't start your day off right on this Monday morning when you downloaded the show, I don't know what will, because I know you listening because of the tips that are being given on the marketing level. But now you got what? A CFO talking to you? Hey, get your money right, people. Get your money right. Carla, you're the bestest. We got to have you back on.
Thanks. Happy to come back.
Awesome. All right, y'all. So with that, if you haven't already, I'm going to ask you to download the show, subscribe, please share it, review, and rate it. That's how we get our numbers up. And for all those that want to know, like, Nathan, why do you keep doing this? It's because of you, your comments that kept me in the game. Every time I thought I was going to quit and say, no, I'm done, someone reaches out to me or they submit an email at info@nwebsterllc.com because they say, I need your services, or we love the show. Please keep going. So please continue to do that. And with that, I wish you nothing but the best. So dream big and Godspeed.